I'm Joanna Garzilli, award-winning author and life coach. Welcome to the Looking Glass podcast. Yesterday, I was feeling this horrible pain in my chest, right at the center of my heart. And it was as if I had been stabbed with a knife. And it just, the feeling wouldn't shake. And then as that evening progressed and as I went into the next morning, I started to have, or rather continue to have, that same uncomfortable feeling, but it was just a constant nagging, sharp pain. That's the best way I can describe it. Sort of like heartburn. It just wouldn't go away. And I thought, am I being paranoid that I'm not wanted at my work? And this is the thing. This is why I'm doing the Looking Glass podcast, is because whatever is happening in your life, in my life, wanted or unwanted, whatever feels good or feels bad, it is a reflection to you, to me. And so with that awareness, whenever I do feel pain or discomfort, I know I've got to go back to the mirror and I need to look more carefully. I need to cultivate greater awareness. I need to go deeper within myself to be able to extract whatever shadows, demons, beasts, ghosts reside there. And I also need to dig very deep to be able to extract the gold, the blessings, the gifts that are accessible to me. Yesterday, I didn't want to go into the office because there's this feeling of not being wanted. But I went. In the end, I went. And the reason I went is because I thought, I want to do the right thing. I want to make sure that even though I carry resentment, frustration, anger, disappointment, unhappiness, a sense of unworthiness, of being used, of that my outlook is I'm jaded in that position. That is what that has become for me in my job. That has been the evolution in the role that I'm in. But I know that it's a part of me. And I had a dream the other night about some part of me dying. So I went to the office and I went in with a positive outlook. I thought, I'm going to go do good work here. I'm going to do the actions I need to do. I'm going to put this checklist together. I'm going to have the meeting with the person I need to have the meeting with. I'm just going to do a great job. And when I went into my corner office with views of the desert mountains, and I looked at my Picasso print of war and peace, and I thought, this is a good feeling. This is a good place. There is good energy here. There is no bad energy here. And I went into that meeting prepared and went over all the items with one of the people from the leadership team. It was a good meeting. It was a positive meeting. And so as I'm sitting in the meeting and this person is reflecting to me appreciation, thoughtfulness, they're receptive. And then I'm thinking underneath, why do I go through these bouts of frustration, resentment? Maybe I really am being paranoid. Maybe I'm just imagining this. But then I go, I'm very, very intuitive. I mean, that's what I've done professionally for over a couple of decades. And so I shouldn't doubt my intuition, especially when my body is screaming at me. And then we moved on in the conversation, and I mentioned something else that I felt that could be improved. And then I also mentioned something that I felt disappointed about in terms of communication that had happened. And that's when I learned that my intuition, when my body had been speaking to me, it was actually being truthful. And I think that the other people in leadership, this comes back to the idea of they're going through things too. And we're just on different frequencies. And so the person that I was sitting in the meeting with said, it's sort of like being in an unhealthy relationship where you both know that the relationship isn't working, it isn't good for you anymore, but you just don't leave. Neither one of you leaves. You carry on, you try and make it work. Certain things work, but it always ends up turning into something more negative, more abusive, emotionally abusive, and draining as well. And it was interesting because I got more was revealed to me. This person said that they would speak to me as a friend and also as a shareholder in the company. And when they spoke to me as a friend, they said, Joanna, leave. Like, really, this is not good for you being here. It's really unhealthy for you. And I see it's not good for your stress levels, for your mental health. It would be better to move on. You've done a lot of good things. And I like the description that they gave and that another person in leadership said. They said, you're a great setter. You're great at setting things up. And I said, and I'm great at closing things too. I can set and carry through and close. And they said, I know that, but just that's not what's wanted here. And it felt painful. This is where I've been having this feeling of being invisible. And he said to me, as a friend, he said, whatever you do, I said, but I got this thing and I got that thing and I got these results that no one else in the company could have got. And he said, I know that, but it's never going to be enough. You're never going to get the recognition or the appreciation or the pay that you deserve for this particular role in this company. And that's just how it is. So I would move on and leave. But then he said something really, really powerful that for me, it felt as if this is a reminder that Spirit, God is at work here. And he said, I see you like this. You're a peacock. I've never seen myself as a peacock. I've seen my husband as a peacock, but not myself. He said, you're like a peacock and you should show your flowers. But what he meant was your feathers, but on the feathers of the peacock, right? They almost look like flowers. And he said, it's like you're in a cage being constricted. You need to get out of that cage to be able to fan your feathers. And that is something that I have been feeling and knowing and praying upon, to have the courage to know when to make the change, when to get outside of my uncomfortable comfort zone. And so a key thing that I have reflected with you on before is not taking an action when you're triggered, to make decisions from a calm and centered place is absolutely critical. So I'm going to share with you next time what transpired, how things unfolded, because I was in a calm, centered place. So I will just leave it there for now. And I very much appreciate you taking time with me. I'm Joanna Garcilli, and I'm sending you lots of love, and I look forward to continuing my reflection time with you.